Today we're talking about the 5 nice girl habits I want every woman to release and stop doing. Whether you're single, dating somebody, in a relationship, or married for many years, I can guarantee you that there is a part within you that wants to be the nice girl in the dynamics with your man. And trust me, I know that nice girls finish last. I know that nice girls get taken for granted. So if you want to be respected by your man and if you want to feel powerful in your relationship, then it is supremely important that you watch this video right to the end, because even the smartest and most brilliant women fall into the trap of being a nice girl. Hello and welcome. This is dating and relationship coach Sami Wunder, and I am so happy you have found me. So let's start straight away by asking ourselves, what is the nice girl? The nice girl is basically the stereotype of the woman who is accommodating, agreeable, easy to be around, and very compassionate and understanding to those around her. She usually is somebody who's easily saying yes, doesn't really display a lot of strong boundaries, and basically she is somebody that we all love and we all like, and that is because she never wants to inconvenience us. But here's the thing. While there is no problem in being a compassionate person to others, being an understanding person, in being an agreeable person, usually the concept of the woman who is sacrificing her own needs, her own truth, her own desires in order to fit in and be liked. And this is where the problem arises. Society loves us nice girls. Society, patriarchy, men, the big corporations, even your own husband, they will never tell you this, that they actually love you being a self-sacrificing woman. They love you being a nice girl. And every time a woman is not a nice girl, she is labeled as being difficult, as being too high maintenance, as having too many needs, desires, and wants. And this is what makes women afraid of releasing their nice girl. But here's the thing, if you don't release your nice girl, it is very likely that you will end up being used, abused, exhausted, tired. I can think of so many examples of my clients where they're being nice girls at work. They keep saying yes to more and more work on their table, and their bosses love it, their colleagues love it, the big corporations love it, but the woman herself is so tired and exhausted and has no time to date, has no time for a personal life. So here's the thing, if you insist on being a nice girl, you are going to miss out. You are going to miss out on your health. You're going to miss out on your happiness. You're going to miss out on your self-confidence. And this is why I invite you to show me your love and support for this video by hitting a like, subscribing to my channel straight away, and making sure that the 5 behaviors I'm going to reveal to you now about being a nice girl, no woman in your life, including yourself, is doing these behaviors anymore. So together, let's say no to being the nice girl, and let's dive into the 5 habits I want you to stop doing if you are a nice girl. So habit number 1 of nice girls is that they're always over apologizing. So stop over apologizing. So many times you just are walking on the road and somebody bumps into you and you're the one going, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but it's not even your fault. Think of all the times in your life when you have said a sorry, or you've shown up and apologized when you knew that you had nothing to apologize for, that you had done nothing wrong. So many times when I am working with my clients inside Elevate, I find that they'll show up on the call and they'll immediately apologize for how they're looking, like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm in my pajamas," or "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I just woke up." And I'm like, "Girl, you look amazing. What are you apologizing for?" Women have to stop apologizing so much. And so I tell all my clients, like, unless you know you've done something really wrong, stop saying the word sorry. I can't remember how many men I have met that have a hard time saying sorry even when they are at fault. And here we are as women saying sorry all the time for things we never did wrong. So are you an over apologizer? If you are one, let me know in the comments by saying one, and I will come and give you a virtual hug and remind you to stop over apologizing. Now, nice girl behavior number 2 that I want you to release. In fact, I want every woman to release on this planet, and that's why I'm asking for your support with commenting on this video, sharing this video, because your engagement and activity on this video will help me spread this message to the women who need it. So behavior number 2 is stopping man pleasing. Now, whether we call it man pleasing or we call it people pleasing, the truth is that the woman who is a nice girl is always thinking about, how do I please this person in my life? Or let's say, how do I not displease this person in my life? And this often means that you're going to think about, what does the man want? Does he want me to meet him spontaneously for a date? Because if I do, then he's not going to get angry at me, right? Now, my husband wants to have sex with me. If you're a man pleaser, this is how you're going to think. My husband wants to have sex with me, and even though he behaved with me so badly today, I'm going to sleep with him because I don't want to displease him. I don't want to make him angry. So this is extremely toxic. If you are showing up in this kind of mode where you are not being honest with yourself. So I always like to tell my Elevate clients, and by the way, you're welcome to join me inside Elevate. Check out the link below if you want to work with me on attracting your empowered man or healing your relationship. So what I tell my clients is that think of people pleasing and man pleasing as being dishonest, right? If you're a nice girl, you're being dishonest because you're not being honest about what is it that you want. So it's not a problem to go along with what your husband wants or what your boyfriend wants or what your date wants if that makes you happy. But if it doesn't make you happy and you're not talking about it and you're just going along and saying yes even when you want to say no, you're being dishonest. This way of thinking has been so powerful and so healing for my clients. And literally every client of mine, whenever she has an urge to be a nice girl, she goes like, no, I have to be honest. I'm being dishonest if I am saying yes to something I don't really want. So I hope this helps. Next, behavior number 3 that I want you to stop doing, I want you to stop being a nice girl, is stop avoiding conflict. If you want to have a healthy relationship, whether this is just your date, whether it's a colleague, whether it's your husband of many years, if you want a healthy relationship with anybody, you have to understand that being able to go through conflict together is actually a very strengthening activity for a good relationship. In other words, if you have that person in your life where there is a real relationship, then ideally the two of you should be able to go through conflict together. However, your instinct as a nice girl will make you want to avoid the conflict. It will make you think that if you speak up, if you say no, if you express what you want, then you're going to be too difficult, you're going to be too high maintenance, you're going to upset everybody, and you don't want conflict. So with a lot of our clients who are having a hard time speaking their truth, they tell themselves, oh, I don't want any conflict, I like my peace. But the truth is, you are avoiding the discomfort of conflict. And conflict is not a bad thing. If you know how to do conflict right, if you know how to choose your words, if you know how to communicate, conflict can actually be a great way to come closer to that person you like. It's an opportunity for deepening intimacy, not necessarily going further away from each other. So the good news is I teach these skills inside Elevate because yes, without the knowledge of how you communicate, how you say no, how you draw boundaries, of course, conflict can push people away when not done in the right way. So are we ready for nice girl behavior number 4 that I want you to release? This is a big one, and this is a big one for successful women, ambitious women, women I usually tend to serve inside the Elevate program. And this is, I want you to stop downplaying your achievements. Oh my goodness. The number of women who are afraid of owning their brilliance in the world today because they don't want to look like show offs or they don't want to look like they're getting all the attention is incredible. And it makes me really sad because if you are a woman who is achieving things in your life, I want you to be proud of your success. I want you to talk about your success. I want you to own your success, not to show anyone else down, but to be proud of who you are and what you bring to the table. And so many women I know avoid talking about what they do, avoid talking about their success because they're so afraid that it's going to push men away. So here's what I'm going to say to this. A man that deserves to be in your life is going to be proud of all you bring to the table. He's going to be proud of how sexy you are. He's going to be proud of how powerful you are. And he's going to celebrate your success. And a man that feels insecure around your success, a man that feels like he's not good enough because you are such an achiever, is not the right man for you. You don't want this man in your life because trust me, having a partner who can only feel secure when you downplay your achievements or when you downplay yourself is one of the most toxic relationships to be in. And so many amazing women are settling for guys who are insecure, who feel emasculated just because you won an award or you did something great. I mean, why are you there? Why are you taking this? You deserve somebody who is proud of you and proud of your success. So stop downplaying your achievements, my dear ones. And now we are on to the last point, which again is super important, super powerful if you listen and implement. But before we get to the last behavior, remember, hit like, subscribe to my channel, and make sure if you want 5 more nice girl behaviors to release, then say part 2 in the comments below, and I will make you another video with another 5 behaviors I want you to release as nice girl. The 5th nice girl habit I want you to release is to stop being over accommodating. And I am talking as a recovering nice girl. I used to be the nice girl who would understand everyone's problems. You can't come today and help me out? No problem. You're late because of traffic? No problem. You can't pay me for my work within the next 3 months? No problem at all. You can't return my investment for the next 1 year? No problem at all. I understand. This is over accommodation. What is over accommodation? Over accommodation is always buying into other people's excuses for why they can't be there for you, why they can't help you, why they can't honor their promises to you. And I know this is a difficult one because sometimes people do have genuine reasons. However, what I have learned is that I never want to understand somebody's reasons, firstly, unless they feel reasonable to me, and secondly, I don't want to over understand somebody's reasons. So it's super important that when you understand somebody's reasons, you are not penalizing yourself, you are not suffering yourself, you are not hurting yourself. So a man may tell my client, give me 2 years till I recover my business and then we can get engaged. And while my client might want to understand his reasons, I don't think the guy is being totally unreasonable. I want her to still ask herself, is a 2-year timeline what I really want for my relationship for the proposal, right? This is actually an honest conversation I'm having with an Elevate client right now because I don't think her man is unreasonable. I do think her man is genuine. He really is working on his business, is really pulling up the business right now. But does it mean she should be ready to wait for him for a ring for the next 2 years? Well, she has a right to say no. And this is where being a nice girl has to be released, because if she continues to just offer understanding, then what about her needs? What about her desires? Maybe there is a middle way. Maybe 2 years can be reduced to 1 year if the two of them decide to talk about it. But long story short, if you want to stop being a nice girl, you have to stop over accommodating men. And you have to always ask yourself, is this my truth? Do I really want this? And if I really don't want this, then I have to have the capacity to say no. And often the capacity to say no will then start a new dialogue, a new negotiation with your partner that can actually help you get more optimum results. So, divas, ladies, thank you for joining me. If this video was helpful, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me.